Ettra-chan saw it.
All right, everyone. Let's have fun at this year's 4th annual Ettra Town Festival. First up, our opening act, a shamisen performance by the Ettra Town Women's Association.
My name is Karin. I'm a housewife with a daughter in elementary school. This is a story from a few years ago. It all started at the annual town festival.
Wow! Thank you, ladies of the Women's Association, for your wonderful performance.
It was great. The quality of the festival performances seem to get better every year.
That's right. I even pay money to see it.
Speaking of high-quality performances, it goes without saying, but every year, Karin's husband is the best.
Oh, no. Don't be silly.
Mommy, is Daddy coming next?
Yeah, he's about to go on. Let's cheer him on.
Yeah!
And now, next up, the famous performer, Mr. Tachibana, will take the stage for his famous act. Please, sit back and enjoy.
Daddy, go for it!
Just as he was introduced, my husband Tachibana is a professional performer. Every year, he does his act at this local festival. And this year, once again, he did a great job of hyping up the crowd and getting the festivities started. Come on, Tachibana, you got this!
Oh dear! Wow, amazing! That was great! I can't believe I get to see such a performance at the local festival. Daddy is so awesome, isn't he, Mommy?
Isn't he? I'm glad it went well.
Phew. I'm done.
Good job, honey.
Daddy, you're the best! That was so cool!
You got it. Thank you, my dear Akane.
That's my husband. All of his blood, sweat, and tears. His hard work of training every day has really paid off.
Oh, by the way, Karin, the town chief, Mr. Akamatsu, wants to take me out for a drink this weekend to celebrate the festival. Do you mind if I go?
Of course not. Go ahead. The festival just kept getting better and better after that. Our family enjoyed the performances, food, and everything else. And this year's festival came to a close. However, because of my husband's performance, we were about to get caught up in a certain commotion.
Delicious!
A few days after the festival,
Mommy! Mommy, hold my leg!
Akane, you promised to practice only when your dad is home. He'll be home soon, so just be quiet and wait.
But still!
Who is it?
Is it a delivery?
I don't think so. Let's see. Yes? How can I help you?
Good evening, ma'am. We're the police. We're here because we would like to ask your husband something. Is your husband home right now?
What? That day, at our doorstep, 2 police officers showed up, along with a lady I didn't recognize. No, he's not home from his job just yet, but how can I help you?
Huh? You're not accomplice with your husband, are you? Well, in any case, I'm still gonna hold you accountable and you'll be taking responsibility for what he has done.
Huh? No, I mean, what are you talking about?
Like I said, this is your husband's doing, isn't it? While we weren't home, you snuck in and stole our precious goods.
What? According to the police and this woman, Miss Azumi, this is what had happened. Miss Azumi and her husband apparently lived together in this neighborhood.
Can't wait.
They live in a small 4-floor apartment building, and at the time of the incident, they were away on a short trip together. However, the next day when they arrived home from their holiday,
Huh? Oh my god, what the heck happened?
the house was in disarray, and it was obvious that it had been broken into and burglarized. Luckily, they didn't take her bank book or any other compromising material. But Miss Azumi's entire emergency fund of a couple $1,000s was gone, and nowhere to be found.
No, where is it? No, not my emergency fund!
So we're looking into it, but the victim, Miss Azumi, keeps saying that your husband is the culprit.
What? Why? That can't be true. My husband would never do such a thing. And why would you suspect my husband in the first place?
Listen, I live on the 4th floor, right? The front door was properly locked. That means that whoever did this must have broken in through the balcony. Your husband is the only one in this town who can climb a wall that high. I saw him at the festival. If he can put on a show like that, climbing up to the 4th floor should be a piece of cake.
What? Even if that's possible, it doesn't prove that my husband is a criminal.
What? The way you're talking, it seems like you know something. I bet you're an accomplice too, aren't you? Right? You thieves!
How many times do I have to tell you that we had nothing to do with this?
Excuse me. Can I help you with something?
Yeah! You're finally here, you dirty little thief! Hurry up and give me back my money!
Akane, go inside and watch TV for a while.
You must be Mr. Tachibana, right?
Yes.
We have a few questions for you.
My husband had no clue why the police were there either, and so he's listening. And so he listened to the explanation once again.
Well, so that's what had happened. A neighbor reported that she heard a window break at around 11 p.m. And what were you doing at the time?
My husband was downtown last night, celebrating the success of the festival with the town chief. Right, honey?
Yes.
So what time did you get home?
Around 12 at midnight. He took a taxi and I was still awake.
And what time did the party end?
I think, it was around 10:30.
It's only about a 20-minute drive from the city to here. For the next hour and a half, may I ask where and what you were doing?
Well, that's,
What? Well, hey, what are you doing, honey? Answer us quickly.
No, it's,
See? That's when you came into my house and were stealing my money. I knew it. I knew that my conclusion was right, so you better give me back my money now.
No, I didn't do that! I would never do such a thing!
How is that so? Then what were you doing at that time?
Could you please come with us to the police station first?
Sure I can.
And your wife, too.
Yes, but I have a child at home. So would you mind if I drop her off at a friend's house first and then go?
Yes, go ahead.
Mommy, did he do something bad? Is he going to jail?
Akane. Don't worry, Akane. Dad didn't do anything bad. He would never. That's what I told Akane. But it was clear that my husband Tachibana was hiding something. Surely, Tachibana would never, right? No, come on, why are you doubting him? I know better than anyone that Tachibana would never do something like that. But that attitude earlier.
Well, that was...
But what if he really did do it? What if he is the criminal? The road to the police station felt longer than ever, and it was a painful ride the entire way.
Now then, Mr. Tachibana, can you please tell us your story? What exactly happened last night?
You know that... well, actually...
Tachibana, is it over? Surely you aren't the real culprit, right?
Ma'am, let me start with the results here. Your husband's alibi has been proven to be true.
What? Thank goodness, it wasn't him after all. Wait a minute. So what you're saying is that you had an alibi from 10:30 to 12. What on earth were you doing?
About that, I was at a titty bar.
What? What? Titty bar, a place where you can the boobs of female employees. I couldn't believe it. I was wondering why he was innocent and yet hiding the reason why he should be cleared of the charges. But it turns out that he was going to these sleazy places without telling me and didn't want me to find out. You!
Oh no, I went! That's the truth! But I didn't touch anything or do anything with anyone! I swear!
You're lying! You went all the way there and did nothing? You think I'm gonna believe that?
Mrs. Tachibana, please, calm down!
Really, I swear! I'm telling the truth!
Ma'am, please! Your husband isn't lying! I spoke to the staff at the bar earlier, and the employee who was in charge of your husband told us that! He said, I just came here to accompany my friend, but I feel bad for my wife, so I'm going to go home. She testified that he left the bar without doing anything.
Then why did you go to such a bar in the first place?
The town chairman. He said he'd take me to his favorite spot where he's a regular and... well... so I followed him, and that's when we arrived at the titty bar. I said no and tried to refuse, but... he actually grabbed me and dragged me inside. I'm sorry! I should have come straight home! I'm so sorry! Even if it was the chief, I should have ran away and escaped to come straight home! I'm sorry! Please forgive me!
What? What are you doing? Stop, get up!
Really? I'm so sorry!
Honestly, look, I'm shocked by this alibi. But it's not like you went on your own accord, and they said you didn't do anything, so I guess I'll let it slide for now.
Karin, thank you! Thank you so much!
But in return, when we get home, you better explain everything in detail to me. Everything! And so, my husband's innocence was proven, and we went to pick up Akane, and headed home as a family. Later.
It wasn't you! Yeah, right. No way! What trick did you play? How did you fool them? Tell the truth, you thief!
For a few days in a row, the crazy lady kept coming back for my husband and continued to accuse him, screaming at us. But the real thief was discovered faster than we expected.
Hey, I actually know someone who lives in the same apartment building as this Miss Asumi. And apparently, the person who was caught for breaking into the apartment was Miss Azami's own nephew.
What?
Apparently, he saw the key from Miss Azami's family's house.
Sheesh. It was completely her own family's doing, and yet she insisted on accusing my Tachibana of being the criminal. Now that the truth is out, I'd appreciate an apology from her.
I agree.
After that day, I bumped into Miss Azami a few times around the neighborhood, in town and at the supermarket and such. She must have been embarrassed, because as soon as she would see me, she would briskly turn and run away without saying a word. Suit yourself. Of course, news of the incident spread throughout the neighborhood and... All because of Miss Azami. Poor Mr. Tachibana.
How terrible.
They must have been a lot to handle. It's okay now. My husband was wrongfully accused with such baseless claims that everyone sympathized with us. For the sake of his social standing, we asked everyone involved to not mention anything about the titty bar. Please, don't even think about inviting my husband to one of those places ever again. Do you understand? We talked it out amongst ourselves too, and we made a note that said, if I ever get an offer like that, I'm going to refuse and leave before I ever walk inside. I made my husband promise this, and we agreed not to speak of this incident again. Later.
You know, I was so worried that you were going to go to jail, and I didn't know what I would do if that happened. But I'm so glad that you didn't do anything bad, and that everyone knows it too.
I have the best daughter and wife. How could I ever do something bad and risk it?
Oh, but how do they know it wasn't you, Dad?
The only problem left is that we can never ever let our daughter find out the real reason. As it turns out, it's not that he's a bad husband, but our daughter most definitely doesn't need to know about this. So I vow to take this to my grave.
ご視聴いただき、ありがとうございました。どうやって空き巣に入ったかも判明していないのに、勝手な推理で犯行を決めつけるのは良くないですね。ベランダから入ってきたというのも結局外れてましたし。あんなに人を責めるだけ責めておいて、間違っていた時は素直に謝れないような人にはなりたくないですね。それに、パフォーマーを職業としているのなら、プロならばなおさら、その技を悪いことのために使わないのではないのかな、と私は思います。まあ、結果的には違う意味で黒でしたがね。私もお付き合いしている人や結婚している人が、そういうお店に行ったという事実はあまり聞きたくないです。でも上司の人たちとの付き合いで行ってたりもするので、あまり責めるのも良くないですよね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また、解決できてよかったと思った方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。